Hi everyone, we are finally traveling outside of France and we are going to Barcelona. We arrived just in time for lunch and we chose to take the metro since most places that we are going to visit today are nearby. For our first lunch, we're going to try Catalan dish, which is the local cuisine of Barcelona. Wait, take video. It's very fast. Okay. After the lunch, we are taking a walk around the Elborn neighborhood. It is one of the most historic areas in Barcelona and it is also one of the largest neighborhood in town. So one of the reasons we are in this neighborhood is to try this viral tiramisu. They have so many flavors from classic pistachio, strawberry, all the way until caramel, and they also have mandarin flavor. So it's a seasonal flavor, I believe. But we decided to just try the classic one, and it tastes so good. There are many museums in this neighborhood, which is why they named this street as the Street of Museum, as you can see on the sign. There are also many art shops and souvenir shop in this Elborn neighborhood, but some of them are a little bit too touristy, and I feel that those are a little bit overpriced. But I would recommend this shop if you are looking for a cute souvenir from Barcelona. While walking around, we saw some baby face statue, and the staff told us to just see the statue and also visit the store for free if we're not keen to visit their exhibition now. So the main itinerary of our first day in Barcelona is to visit this Picasso museum, and it is apparently the first museum in the world that is dedicated to Picasso. And we have booked our tickets online in advance for €12, and it includes free locker access. They also offer free admission on specific days, which you can check on their official website. But during our trip, they only offered the free admission on Thursday, but we only arrived on Friday, so the museum is quite huge. It showcases over 4,000 works by Picasso, and it mainly focuses on his early years and artistic development. Through all of the paintings that are displayed in the museum, you can learn how Picasso evolved from a young student to a world famous artist. I also learned that Picasso is not originally from Barcelona. He is originally from Malaga, as a coastal city in the southern Spain. But he moved to Barcelona because his job was also an art teacher and he got relocated to Barcelona. That's why Picasso moved to Barcelona and eventually pursued a career and study in Barcelona in art. Picasso also traveled back and forth to Paris because at the time Paris was the global art capital. Through his travel to Paris, he met some influential artists and writers, and he entered the modern art scene, which he started gaining recognition and success in Paris as well. This area is one of the most famous and elegant avenues in Barcelona. It is known for luxury shopping, but you can also find some affordable brands like Massimo Dutti, Zara, H&M, and Uniqlo.
Hey.
Along this boulevard, there is also plenty of cafe and restaurants, and we're going to this Spanish restaurant to try their famous tapas. We had to wait for about 30 to 40 minutes because the restaurant is so famous, but thankfully the weather was quite good on that day, so we could at least get our seat faster outdoor.
Yeah, the shrimp so little. It was like €7, I think. Mushroom. Same.
While heading back home, we saw this Gaudí piece lit up at night. Apparently, there's a night tour with free drinks included. We are on our way to see one of Gaudí's famous artworks, which is called Park Güell, but we didn't book tickets in advance, so we will just try our luck. Park Güell is a colorful, open-air park filled with architecture, mosaics, and great views over the city. And Antoni Gaudí used to live briefly in this park.
Yeah lah. Also don't need to pay.
This park is really well built. There is staircase and escalator everywhere you go, so you can easily walk around the park. Unfortunately, we didn't know that the entry to this park is limited, so I would really recommend you to book the ticket in advance if you want to visit this park.
This one not real. This one
Move.
fake one lah.
Oh yeah, it's fake one lah. Down the hill from the park, there are some shops and small cafes you can check out after visiting, or if you can't go into the park like us. Now we're going to check out a former hospital complex that has now been turned into a museum. The hospital was built in the 1900s and it was actually a working hospital for over 100 years before becoming a cultural site. Unlike most hospitals where it is usually just built in a one big building, this hospital has multiple separate pavilions and it's connected by underground tunnels, and it is also surrounded by gardens for patients' recovery in the past. I initially thought this hospital is one of Gaudí's artworks, but turns out it's not. But the architect of this hospital was also part of Catalan modernism, and this architect and Gaudí, they both share similar design principles such as rich decoration, curved forms, nature-inspired details, and colorful mosaics. For our lunch, we're going to this restaurant that serves Mediterranean and Catalan cuisine. This restaurant is quite famous for its creative tapas-style dishes and open kitchen concept, so you can see the chef cooking in front of you while you enjoy your food. We also booked this restaurant in advance because this restaurant is very famous. This tapas bar is kind of like a fine dining style restaurant where they serve the dishes course by course from appetizers to mains. All of the dishes are delicious, but the portion is not too big. In fact, it's quite small. So with that price, we feel it's a little bit overpriced. Our last stop of the day is the National Art Museum of Catalunya that is located on top of a hill. Similar to the Picasso Museum, they also have a free admission on specific days, and it happens to be on a Saturday. So we could enter this museum for free. All we have to do is just book the ticket online in advance to reserve the time. This museum is one of the largest art museums in Spain, and this museum is dedicated to Catalan art. It's free, but I thought they limited them. Inside the museum, you will see a wide timeline of art, starting from the Romanesque art, Gothic religious art, Renaissance and Baroque paintings, and also Catalan modernism, as well as some modern art, photography, and posters. It basically tells the story of the Catalan art from medieval times all the way until the modern era. The museum also has a top floor terrace where you can sit in a small park or enjoy incredible views over Barcelona. I believe this is one of the highest viewpoints in the city. From here, you can see the city of Barcelona stretching all the way to the sea. And I think we're quite lucky because today's weather is so good and the sky is clear, so we can even see distant mountains. Also, since you can stay as long as you want in this museum, I think this terrace is a perfect place for sitting, resting, and enjoying the skyline. It's very far though.
36 minutes drive.
Oh, it's not that far.
Yeah. It's not that far. Just on top of it. And you don't have to drive to the top, there's a cable car.
Apparently, the building is also used for cultural events and performances, so when we were there, we also saw a ballet performance inside the building. Does it say what's the history?
It's like the tiles are all painted with flowers.
On our way for dinner, we saw some Gaudi's buildings in the city, but we didn't really plan to enter the building because, as you know, Gaudi's buildings can be more expensive, and we're planning to visit Sagrada Familia. So we are just checking out their store that sells so many of Gaudi's inspired souvenirs. We really miss Asian food, so we made a reservation at this Malaysian restaurant for our dinner, and the restaurant is owned by a local Malaysian couple. And the taste of the food is really authentic, like all those Asian food that we've tried.